Okay, I have a terrible habit of moving the microphone as well.
You have to keep it like on the show. Okay. So welcome back to Foreigners. We're just going to jump straight into it. Welcome back to Foreigners in Bratislava, a podcast for foreigners by foreigners in Bratislava. I'm Oscar.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Oh, that's too loud.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. We're just gonna just.
That's too gay, Shane. Dial it back. Dial it back, Shane. That's gay.
I have a gay dial here on the microphone, and I just turned that down to about 7 on the gayness scale, on the Dichter scale.
On the Dichter scale. Oh my God, are you 5?
Yeah. Okay. So what's the topic this week? We're talking about. They're going to talk about everyone's favorite thing.
Transport.
Transport.
Because I got hit by a tram today.
Why did you get hit by a tram?
Well,
who was at fault?
What do you mean?
Was it your fault or the tram's fault?
No, it was definitely my fault.
Okay.
It was definitely my fault, and it's always the 9.
Oh, okay.
It's always the 9. It's the third time it's happened.
So what happened? You were where?
I mean, I say hit by a tram. I'm being very melodramatic. Okay. It touched me. But one time, you're thinking of a dirty joke because I said the tram touched me. One time it did hit me quite badly, but no, this was just.
But it drove into you, you were trying to walk past it and it went forward.
Yeah, I walked into.
Did the guy not ring the bell? Was it?
I think he did, but I had Beyonce on. And some of Beyonce's songs, if you ring a tram bell, it goes into the beat, and that kind of makes me walk with more swag. So though they should redo the bells.
Yeah.
Because they haven't anticipated that somebody might be walking out in front of the tram.
Listening to Beyonce.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's always the same person, and they don't bat an eyelid. They don't care.
How do you know it's the same person?
Oh, sorry, no, same tram. Sorry, not
the same tram driver. Because then that'd be like a targeted thing. There's that fucking Shane again, and he just tries to.
It's a hate crime. Is it a hate crime, or did you just walk out in front of a tram? I walked out in front of a tram. But apart from getting hit by, this happens to me quite frequently in cities. So
it's not specifically a Bratislava problem. It's me.
I don't follow traffic lights. I think they're suggestions. Incidentally, I don't drive.
Yeah. Or you're spiritually from India, maybe?
Maybe. Could be. Why do they not follow traffic lights?
I've heard that, it's kind of a chaotic travel situation there on the road. It's like the traffic lights are
Mumbai,
kind of suggestions.
Yeah, Mumbai traffic's crazy. Yeah. But most of the place, Cairo's crazy, Mexico's crazy. Yeah, I probably would do better in those places. Or die instantly.
You could have a second career as a tuk-tuk driver in Phuket or something.
Nobody would get into my tuk-tuk. They wouldn't get into my tuk-tuk.
In other cities around Europe, there's a growing trend of tuk-tuk and rickshaw drivers. And do you think we'll ever see them in Bratislava?
I hope not, because I love that the pedestrianised, Stary Mesto, the centre has no transport in it.
Apart from that big tour bus that drives around sometimes.
Oh my God, the bus.
Yeah.
We need a whole episode on the bus. Did you go on the bus?
I've never gone on the bus, no.
Do we have a disclaimer on this? I went on the bus and it was not good. Okay. Sorry. No disrespect to the bus itself as an entity or to the driver of the bus. The audio tour.
Yeah.
No. It was so confusing, and it was. If you're listening to this, I'll fix it for you. Pay me and I'll fix it. But no, because it goes in order of the buildings that you pass.
Yeah.
So there's no chronological order to it. Okay. So you're jumping between. I had more questions at the end of that bus tour than I did at the beginning. And sometimes it's the red one, and sometimes it's the white train one.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're the same people or they're different.
I don't know. I don't even know where the white train starts. That's I don't know. I would imagine they're different companies, maybe.
They both go by the old Opera House. I know because I fell asleep in one of them late at night.
You fell asleep in the tour bus?
I got into it and fell asleep.
Late at night, okay.
Yeah.
Was there alcohol involved?
No.
Okay. It was just cold.
It's just cold. Cold night. But transport. Transport in Bratislava,
generally very good.
I think it's unreal.
Yeah.
And so we're both Irish, so transport in Ireland people are shocked when they come to our country.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, just trying to get from the airport, Dublin airport, to the city centre is mental. You're either paying €7 for the express bus or $2.50 for the long hour-and-a-half bus.
Yeah.
You know.
And we have this thing, like, for anyone who's not Irish, we have a Minister of Transport. He's sort of the guru of transport. There's this problem now called ghost buses, which we have a ghost bus. It's a bus that brings you around all the haunted places in Dublin. But now the ghost buses are buses that appear on the screen and just disappear. So it'll be like 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 7, and then it gets to 1 minute, and then it's just not there, and it never arrives. That's that legit happens.
I mean, it's mad. Like here, like, you know, I've never noticed a problem with the buses being, like they say when they come on time. They do follow the schedule. You know, for the most part. Like it's never never a massive delay, unless maybe sometimes in the morning or something if it's like packed.
Yeah.
But like in general, things run pretty smoothly. I don't know why it's so bad in Ireland. Why we're so bad at it. But
I think we have the American ideology in Ireland, which is like drive it yourself, like get into a car and off you go. It's really bad. Dublin is awful.
Even like the tram system in Dublin, like they had the red line and the green line, and they didn't, or the red line and the green line, red line and green line, and they didn't match up. You know, they didn't.
No, they do now.
They do
but
now,
they didn't. Yeah, for people listening, in Dublin, half the population live in the north and half the population live in the south, and we built 2 tram lines that didn't connect, and they both went north. Yeah. Brilliant. It's genius. Oh no, they both went south. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm not too familiar with Dublin. But anyway, this is about foreigners in Bratislava, not Irish people in Dublin.
Sorry.
Cultures in Dublin. I'm sure that podcast already exists.
Episode 3, Leprechaun Gold. But I do think the reason why I thought this would be good to do early on is because people hate on Bratislava. We know that from people. It's very easy to hate things in Bratislava, and I didn't want to make loads of negative content about Bratislava. And while there is negative content to be said, hello, Fizzo, like, let's go. We can have a whole series. But this city is the size of Cork. Yeah. It's like 400,000 people, and it has like 9 trams. Yeah. Like the transport this is probably one of the best cities in the world I've lived in. Like London London is incredible, but it's 12 million people.
Yeah, it's a bit more chaotic.
I take the bus and the tram every day, and when I'm not getting hit by them, which is fully my own fault, I think they're really good. You've got the app. Have you got the app?
I do have the app. I have the monthly ticket usually. But there have been times when I haven't had the ticket and I've had to pay the fine.
Okay, ticket inspectors, here we go. You do not... Because I lived in Vienna for a couple of months, and you can just literally tell them to go away. Like, they're so Austrian. Like, they're just so polite and be like, I'm terribly sorry, but you have to pay a fine. You're like, oh, okay, well, I don't really want to. Bye. Thank you so much. Like, here, there is no...
They're scary.
They are terrifying.
Well, I think, like, you know, legally, they're not allowed to touch you, and they're not allowed to, like, physically restrain you or anything. So you could, in theory, just run away from them. So I'm told. I haven't tested that theory.
I would not test that theory.
My favourite thing, though, is that there's a Facebook group called Revizori v Bratislava, and it's like ticket checkers in Bratislava. And it's a group of people who go and they say there's ticket checkers on this train or on this tram right now on this bus. And like I saw, and like they're like taking pictures, and like people know their faces, and people know their like.
Wow.
They're like gang stalking them. You know, it's like just he's here and he's looking at it. He's going to check some tickets.
That's a lot of effort for just not paying €1.
Yeah. Well, people are very... Were you here when there was the 15-minute bus ticket? So there used to be like a 15... the cheapest ticket you could buy was 70 cents for a 15-minute bus ticket. Bus or public transport ticket.
Anything for like within the 15 minutes, yeah.
So they got rid of that. They made the minimum half an hour, which I mean, whatever. But like the people were up in arms about that. Like they're like, bring back the 15-minute ticket, bring back the 15-minute ticket. Just because it's the old days and they miss the old days of...
15 minutes is a bit of a push. Like you'd have to live... Well...
I mean, it depends where you're going. I mean, like you can get from the city centre to like... I mean, most places you might want to go in 15 minutes, you know?
I can't go to the toilet in 15 minutes. Like I'm very... 15 minutes seems very... It seems very short. But I do all the app. That's why I freak out when I've limited battery. I went to Cheverny Most yesterday for a lovely walk in the forest on my own, like a complete loser, seeing all the lovely straight couples with their kids and their dogs all being very normal.
Bastards.
I know. Didn't like them. I played Lady Gaga as loud as possible just to annoy them. But my battery almost died. Like on the way back, I had like 2%, and I was bricking it on the side note. That's an Irish term for people who are nervous. That I would get stopped because I don't have a physical ticket. I just have it. Touch wood. I've never been fined. Never
I've been fined. You see,
how many times have you been fined?
well, now the calculation I used to use was that the annual ticket is 300 or was it 250 euros or something for the annual ticket. If you get caught, like the old fine used to be 50 euros. So if you get caught less than that amount, the amount it would cost for the annual ticket, then you've saved money basically. But it is still very annoying. I've been caught like 3 times, I think, maybe 4 times, and the most recent time was like 2 years ago.
Also, maybe this is different. It's just the embarrassment.
And you know, actually, it's embarrassing, I suppose. But I mean, it happens. And they're usually very happy, you know, like, yes, another victim. But like, you know, I remember when I moved to Prague 5-6 years ago, and it was like kind of in between money basically, and I was like asking there was like a foreigners in Prague group, and I said, can anyone tell me like what's the story with the ticket checkers here? How often are they out? And like, is it, you know, any particular places I should avoid? And I generated a shitstorm of like people saying, "You fucking freeloading bastard! Why are you coming in stealing money from our tram system? You're giving foreigners a bad name." Blah 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 blah. And
angry people on Facebook is the best.
Yeah,
it's just fantastic.
And there's I'm sure we'll talk about that at some point in the future. But anyway, it is handy. I mean, now I do pay for my ticket because it's not like
good man, Oscar. Good civic. Good. You pay your taxes as well. You're really winning.
We have to do that.
We have to do that soon. Yeah.
I am not looking forward to that, but yeah.
I love the ticket inspectors here. In Budapest, I got fined because I didn't realise that it's not timed the way that it is here. Yeah. It's single journey. So I took a tram, got off, and took another tram. And on that tram, they were like, no, you had to buy a new ticket, which I think is stupid.
Yeah.
Wow. So the lady was just like, oh, but this is wrong. I need your passport. And I was like, no. And then I gave her my library card or something. And she wrote down my name. And she was like, you have to pay this fine or whatever. Like, go to the office and pay this. And I was like, okay. I probably shouldn't say this publicly, but that was 4 years ago. And I just never paid it.
Victor Orban's coming for you.
Victor Orban. I'd be like, hey, Victor.
You're going to throw into jail in Budapest Castle. The labyrinth.
Also, I tell this joke on stage. I think you've heard it like a million times. But the ticket inspectors here, as opposed to in Ireland, they don't look like ticket inspectors. Like in Ireland, they have jackets and badges and card readers.
They're undercover.
Yeah, they're undercover here. And one man, I was listening to Beyonce, as you do, da 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 da, and he came up and said, Listock?
Listock.
I thought it was a homeless person. And I was just like, no, like, go away. And he didn't go away. He just sort of kept staying there as a ticket inspector would, I suppose. And then I reached into my pocket and I gave him 20 cents. And he still didn't leave. And it was very uncomfortable and awkward. I thought, like,
give him a cigarette. Just going to give him a cigarette,
and then just push him off the tram. Be like, off you go now. Have a great day. I thought that, like, it was once I had the ticket. I just thought he was bothering me. There was no he didn't. But also, I'm not being rude. Like, he should have learned the word ticket. Or maybe I should have learned the word ticket. Who knows? But that was embarrassing. Yeah.
For him or you, more so.
That was embarrassing for me. For me, that was definitely quite embarrassing. I mean, the 20 cent. Also, he didn't give me the 20 cent back. He kept the 20 cent. That's the part of the story that's pretty weird. But yeah, so like buses and trams and tour buses and stuff, the airport. Get into it.
Bratislava Airport, the building is smaller than the Vienna train station, even.
I love that airport.
That's handy.
I love because it like if there is one person in front of you at security, that's like bedlam. Like that's mad mad queue once. There were 2 people in front of me once, and I was like, oh my God, massive traffic jam. I love it. I love that airport. You can literally, your flight's at 11, like you can wake up at 12. That's how quick. You can wake up after the flight is gone. That's how quick that system is. It's just so quick.
It's very handy. Yeah, no, it's like it's so tiny, and like it's what they deal with, like 1 flight at a time, basically, or 2 even. But yeah, getting from the airport though, that's a different story, because did you see the post on Foreigners today that there was a man came from Ireland and he got a taxi, and basically an unmarked taxi from outside the it was like a marked taxi from outside the airport into the city centre, and he charged him €73.
No, was that on the Foreigners group today? 73.
Yeah, €73.
This okay.
This costs about €8 if you use Bolt.
Less
than that, yeah.
Less if you use Bolt, yeah. Okay. This, in some places, I think, like, I don't know about Bolt. Uber, I know. Uber takes 35% of what you earn. And when Uber is first like in Ireland, technically speaking, we don't have Uber. Yeah. We have the app that lets you book.
Free now.
Yeah. People hate Uber, like they're really against it because they're like, it destroys our livelihood. This is the reason why Uber should exist. This is why it exists, because it's like your livelihood is
it's a scam.
Well, it's not that it's a scam, but it's like, you know, black cabs in London, like the black cabbies. That's the colour of the car, by the way, people. They were like, oh, Uber's going to destroy us, which it kind of did. And it's like, yeah, because you've been ripping people off. It's a car. Like, let's be honest, you're not a dentist. Like, and it has such a dreadful reputation. When you go to different cities, you can't go out and just get a cab. Like, because they're going to just, like, completely... Yeah, like, that's so... It's happened to me in Petroshalka a couple of times. You know Petroshalka train station? Yeah. If you come from Vienna, the first stop is Kitze. So you go the other way. A lot of the time, the phone signal doesn't work. I don't know why this happens. I've tried turning on and off my phone, rebooting it. But when I'm performing in Vienna, I come home late at night. I have to order the Bolt from Kitze, which is in Austria, and then message the driver and be like, give me 4 minutes, I'm on the train. And then it works. But if you get to Petroshalka train station late at night, oftentimes the internet just does not work. Wow. And you have to get into... one of the taxis there. They will charge you whatever the hell they want. And I'm like, this is why your business should just go like...
Too right. Well, just if you're profiting off people's, I don't know, ignorance. Well, in the case of this guy in the airport, it's ignorance because he just, you know... I think one of the main things that you learn from traveling is you don't get into a taxi outside an airport or outside the train station or anything like that. Or especially, I remember years and years ago, we were in Bosnia. We went on like a family pilgrimage to Medjugorje, you know, where
Medjugorje!
The Virgin Mary appeared.
Virgin Mary appeared there, yeah. Mary was great. She went everywhere.
We were in Mostar, I think, some other small town around near Medjugorje. And this guy, we were getting a taxi, and this gentleman called Joseph, he was like, he picked us up. He had all these tapes of Irish music, because there was all Irish people coming over. So I had all this Irish music on tapes to entertain people. And he took us on a day trip to some town around, and all these other taxi drivers were at the rank, and they were like threatening to like, if you don't come in our taxi, we're going to beat him up. We're going to beat up this taxi driver.
Wow, that's an interesting way to get business.
Yeah. So
I'm going to beat up this randomer that you've just met if you don't give me business. You're like, does that technique work for you? Yeah. Like, do you live in a big house? Is that a successful technique for you?
Well, you never know. I mean, it's definitely... But like even like having a taxi license, I think, I don't know if the story here, like, you know, they stop issuing new taxi licenses, so then even the license to operate the taxi becomes very valuable. And then that leads to, you know... Well, in the past, anyway, it led to sort of criminality and sort of organised crime kind of building up around... controlling taxis and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to. I don't know. Is that here or just specifically? And like, I think it's happened in several places around Europe. But yeah,
the amount of taxis that I get is shocking. Do you know that Bolt does what Spotify does? Like unwrapped at the end of the year.
Oh yeah. It's like,
what a dreadful idea! Here's all the money that you wasted this year because you're too bloody lazy to walk. I do not want to read that.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably at least hundreds of euros or thousands even.
I get a taxi to your bar sometimes, but I'm like, I want to drink now, and just don't bother. walking, which is really bad. But in the airport, how much I love Bratislava airport. If it costs extra to fly to Bratislava instead of Vienna, I will pay it for the convenience of just feeling like it's just
You're
me
already,
in the airport. But I remember at customs, you show your passport, like, you know, when you go down the stairs. And I showed it to this like immigration officer. And she literally looked at my passport and then said, the funniest thing ever. Going on a trip. Like, yes, Helen. Yeah, I'm at the airport with my suitcase. Yeah, wow, Sherlock. I mean, you're really nailing it there. Like, I was going to Ireland or something, and I was like, does she think trip is like a Greek island? Like, or does she just mean traveling today? No, I'm just going, just doing shopping. I just love paying loads of money for orange juice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think quickly, maybe the last thing before we end, there's another thing. Trains. Trains are great. Going in, you know, around Slovakia on the train is very affordable. You know, like to go to Trenčín, you know, if I go to like Pohoda Music Festival, I get the train to Trenčín and it's like under a tenner. It's like €5 to go. Like €5 to go for like an hour and a half train ride, like over 100 kilometers.
Yeah, I love Trenčín.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. River cruises as well. You can travel on the Danube. You can use that. Like, have you ever gone to Vienna on the boat?
No, that just seemed excessive. Is it?
I haven't done it, but I know it's. I think it's quicker to come. It's quicker to come down because you're going. You know, come from Vienna because it's going downstream.
Yeah, how you go back up? I suppose.
I mean, boats can sail against the stream. Like, it's
sort of the basis of human civilization.
Yeah, it's slower though.
We should do an episode on the boat.
I was thinking do an episode on the boat or do an episode on the tour bus. Like, I know they like that stuff. Just on
no, because we're on the tour bus. Here we are on the tour bus. It's shit. I don't know if they'd like that. But it's not so much... The bus is lovely. The drivers are lovely. The people who sold me the tickets are lovely. And obviously the city of Bratislava is lovely. Mm-hmm. It's the audio guide. Yeah. And it can be very easily fixed. Again, plug for more work. I'll fix it.
So that's our offer to the city of Bratislava or whoever is in charge of the... Just one thing, right? Maybe you saw my post about Instagram. The back of that bus, there is a collection of flags that they have the languages of the audio guide.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one flag that has been replaced with a smiley face. And I wonder if you can maybe... Because I don't know what the original one is there. You see, like the...
Oscar hands me the phone.
The second one there.
The second flag.
It's a big yellow smiley face.
Okay, for those of you who can't see, there's like the Union Jack, like, you know, Croatia, South Korea, and then just a flag with a giant smiley face. That's not a flag.
Did they just say, like, they just replaced it with something, or?
Oh, I wonder, is it... Oh, no, I was about to say something incredibly stupid. I'll say it anyway. I wonder, is that the audio... No, I can't say it out loud. I wonder, is that the audio tour for deaf people? Maybe that's the deaf flag.
The deaf flag.
Oh, we'll leave it there. I'm such an idiot. I literally, that thought went in my head, and I went down. Yeah.
It could be tactile, I suppose.
It's not great.
Okay. Anyway, guys, that's been another episode. We are on Patreon now.
Oh, fantastic.
We don't have anything on there.
Okay.
There's no content there yet, but the Patreon is there, so I'm going to start linking stuff there.
Brilliant.
And we'll occasionally, I guess, we'll put up some extra content for you. So,
everyone, have a fantastic day and keep tuning into us next week for more stuff.
Also, Saturday, there's the Foreigners in Bratislava show.
No.
No?
Change the date because I got a big show in Vienna.
Ah, bastard. Okay. When's it on now?
We don't know yet.
Oh, okay, so never mind that. Open mic every Thursday in the International Padomiatka Bar. And talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.